It'll be an emotionally charged occasion, Kevin, without question. And I suppose what many observers are wondering is, will the Danish players be able to give a true representation of their abilities and what they're prepared for?
Listen, I don't know, to be honest with you. I'd imagine they will. They're professionals, they're sports people, are really resilient. They block a lot of things out, and in day-to-day life, and they go on and play sport, and it's nearly playing sport. I mean, on the pitch is nearly a release and a relief from the other things that happen in your life. So it's been a good few days. They have to talk. They've been talking about it, and they've been, I suppose, been open about it, and people always say that's the best thing to do. I suppose been interviewed about it every day and all that. I don't know. Maybe it's harder for them to get it out of their minds, or do they prefer talking about it? I can't answer that for you. But at least they played that game, and they've played it. That was the game they played since. So I suppose they've played a game since that happened. And I suppose the relief and the happiness, adrenaline, whatever you might get, because Christian Eriksen's going to be fine. That side of things, you sort of forget about that he's okay. So that would give the players a massive relief, and I suppose a team spirit that they get from it. You can look at that side of it, and wanting to go out and do him proud as well. And he's sitting in his hospital bed and watching them, and wanting to show that togetherness that they showed on the pitch after it happened, and how brilliant they were that put that into action today.
Yeah, and I suppose given, Damien, what has gone on over the last few days for these Danish players, the word relief is the one that comes to mind. I'm sure they're just dying to get out now to play football and try and put all the other stuff that accompanied Christian Eriksen's almost tragic situation, put that behind them.
Yeah, like Kevin said, football or sports people, you use your sports, so any problems you ever have in your private life, it is a relief to get out on the pitch training or a game. So they'll definitely use it as a driver. As I touched on earlier, it's brought the whole nation together. There was a real disconnect between the Denmark players and the public. They went on strike a couple of years ago because they wanted more pay. That's something I could never understand as an Irish player. Like, you don't want pain. Like, I was embarrassed to take a cheque. I don't know how much we ever got, but, it's the proudest moment of your footballing career to represent your country. So, but listen, let's not go into that. The whole, on Saturday for that game, the whole footballing world stood still. Denmark did, RTE did in here. It was horrible to watch. We all just froze. And, usually when you're fighting for your life, you're doing it maybe in a medical room with 3-4 people maybe, and the experts. The whole world watched Christian Eriksen fight for his life. The whole world. It's incredible. And I'm still can't fathom why it was shown by UEFA and what have you. I'll keep filming this, but listen, again, we'll leave that. He's well, he's hopefully fit, and he'll have a long, healthy life after this. Whether he plays again, I'd say it's irrelevant to him at the minute.
I'd say it is. And what was very reassuring on the day, though, was the rapid response, first of all, of his own teammates, and secondly, the medical professionals who are with all of these teams now. And I suppose that's very reassuring for everybody who is somebody playing international or indeed top-class football.
Yeah, any club or international team I've been at, there's, you always feel reassured. And in fair, UEFA have got stick for different things over this game, but to see all those things they've learned over the years, all the protocols in place, to have the defibrillator there, to have people on between the club, the international team doctor and UEFA's own people, to have all that in place and to be able to do it and to have a happy outcome of it. We're always looking to criticise, we're always looking to do better, but that everything worked to plan, and all the stuff we've learned over the years, medical side of things, worked. And that's a massive thing as well, sort of gets overlooked. All those people deserve massive credit. No one from the medical side of it panicked. There was no delay, it was all done right. There's been a few instances of it over the last 15 or 20 years of a similar situation where unfortunately it wasn't a positive outcome, and they've learned, and now, there's always going to be something, I know, but in this instance, they got it right from that point of view. They
certainly did, but at the end of the day, everybody has to move on from this. Do you think that the Danish players will appreciate what is a very honest and kind gesture on the Belgian players' part to, I think they've suggested they'll play the ball out of play if they're in possession at around 10 minutes so that the crowd can applaud to acknowledge Christian Eriksen and encourage him on his road to recovery. Do you think they need that distraction 10 minutes into a European Championship game?
I think it's a beautiful touch. Call me a softy or emotional, whatever. I know we kind of have different views earlier, myself and Kevin, but I think it's a nice touch. Shock it wasn't UEFA. They seem a bit heartless at times, but no, I think it's beautiful from Belgium. And listen, I'm intrigued to see how it pans out, how they do it, how long it's for. whether the crowd get involved. But like I said, the scenes that we saw on Saturday, I don't think we've ever seen. So
No, I mean, we have seen tragedies at stadia before
but
involving...
live, big tournament, the
No,
whole...
certainly not. No.
So, you know, it's a nod to Christian Eriksen, and even the man in the street for 10, 20 seconds just puts things into perspective again. How lucky I am. And then, OK, everybody wants to move on after this, and let's go on with the tournament.
I suppose my concern, Kevin, we'd say, trying to think on the part of the Danish players, is that it's going to be an untimely reminder of what happened last week.
Listen, I sort of disagree with Damien, and maybe I am heartless, I don't know.
I don't think so, Kevin.
Yeah, listen, I just think, you know, if I was Christian Eriksen, I'm thinking of him, I suppose you try to put yourself in his booth and you're sitting in a hospital bed, you'd be like, lads, I'm alive here. What you're stopping to applaud me at 10, retire, like it's like you're retiring my jersey, number 10 minutes. No, listen, you know, I don't want that. I'd imagine he's thinking that, you know, whatever beforehand, if you want to wish them well, or a clap beforehand for a second or two, or for 10 seconds, whatever it might be. I just think, you know, but the game started now, play the game. It's all been spoken about and everything's worked out well, and now just... You know, I suppose you have to move on at some stage. Thank God he's well and healthy, and celebrate that. But I think 10 minutes in...
Will it be a distraction for them?
I think so. Distraction for both teams. Distraction for the game. You know, I don't know. I find it strange, but you know, I said maybe I look at it differently to Damien, and he gave us these reasons why he thinks it's good, and it's very valid reasons and points. But I just prefer the game to play, and we've done all the talking and all the, you know, celebrating Christian Eriksen and how good he was and how everything worked out well. That's been done now before the game, and let's just play the game.